Oh, Bruce, shut up! Lay down. Just as I start to record, one dog starts to bark, and the other dog jumps up on my lap, like, "Hey, what's going on?" Bruce, knock it off. Well, this is like the fourth time I'm trying to record this. Hello, folks. This is one big bugger coming at you, and here comes the little proud boy. Oh, I barked at everything. Um, yeah, come on. And no licking. No. Well, if I can get this off the ground, shit has really hit the fan, obviously. I was actually in Minnesota dealing with my girlfriend's family emergency. As I mentioned in my last video, her mother passed away. And I got to sit in Minnesota basically with YouTube and my phone as my news source. Although I don't follow the news too closely. I just keep tabs because, well, I'll get more into that. In short, as I watched this whole thing unfold and the country shut down while I wasn't home, and my mother, who is a very high risk, if she gets the virus, to die, and it was not a fun time for me. Fortunately, I was able to get back, despite the fact that my girlfriend actually had a cold at the time. She didn't have the virus. She had a cold. She wasn't having. She had her nose was stuffed up, but she wasn't congested. She wasn't chest congested. It was sinus congestion and a cough, and that would, in many cases, I think, be enough to get us kicked off the flight. But we just loaded her up on cough medicine, and she did fine the whole flight. And honestly, by the next day or two after we got home, most of the symptoms were gone. She was just suffering a little bit of a runny nose still. Uh, but yeah, okay, go lay down. Go lay down. Come on, I'm talking. Go lay down. But on top of that, of course, I had just got my boy snipped. He's finally been, I believe the term for him is neutered. It's because it's spayed for females, neutered for males. So he's been neutered. And Bruce, get out of there. And having him recover while I wasn't here, and the area where they stitched up did get a little bit infected, but my mother was able to take care of it, and he was fine. That was also worrying. And I'm still worried today because the virus is still spreading. And now they're talking that it may be seasonal. Well, yeah, because it is a flu-like virus. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not a doctor, so don't take anything I say as the gospel here, okay? Um, I wouldn't be surprised if if it's kind of a mutated flu. I really wouldn't. So everything's on lockdown, and thanks to being in Minnesota all that time that I was, and then being home, I wasn't able to get to the gym because I've been trying to set everything up. Then I had to go back to Minnesota after that, and then home and on lockdown. I've put on almost 10 pounds. I am completely disgusted with myself right now. I was 326. I'm now at 335. So I've put on 9 pounds. I still think some of that weight is water weight, to be honest with you. I'm probably around 332, 331. I'm still, even if I am, I'm not happy with myself. But that's just how it is right now. So I'm struggling to control my eating. And it's not easy for me. But that's really not what I came here to talk about, okay? What I've come here to talk about, and I know for a fact that this will not get to very many people, okay? But things are bad enough the way they are right now, okay? Things are really, really, really bad enough the way they are right now. I in no way want to undercut how serious the situation with the virus is. Okay, it can spread like a wildfire. Like the fires in Australia, it can spread like that, just out of control. I do believe that this social distancing is a good thing. I do believe it'll help flatten the curve. Hopefully, sorry, give hospitals a chance to catch up, give people a chance to recover more, give us a chance to come up with a vaccine, um, especially if it does become seasonal, because we don't want to be social distancing every year. Um, but yeah, long story short, what I'm getting tired of seeing in this world right now is people blowing up things worse than they already are. They're bad enough that we don't need people out there fear mongering. We don't need people out there making things worse. If you go to Facebook, if you go to Reddit, if you go to, wherever you go, try and take things with a grain of salt. Go places that are reliable, like the CDC website, or for me, it's like mass.gov, anything in there. Places where it's reliable. Don't take what people are telling you uh, as as the gospel, basically. And please, whatever you do, don't listen to a lot of what Trump says. Um, I've never been big on really any president except Bill Clinton, despite what happened with him. I don't think Obama was bad. I don't think he was great, but he wasn't bad. I'd definitely take him back over Trump. I know a lot of people would argue with me with that, including my girlfriend's father. But I think that things are being handled wrong in the administration right now. That's just my personal opinion. You can have a different opinion of that. You could really think that Trump's doing a great job. Fine, that's all you. I'm not going to argue that with you because one thing in the world I hate to argue is politics. Um, but all that aside, I just, when Trump came out and he said, "Oh, we have this drug, this chemical that we have a lot of hopes for," and um, there's a doctor that I follow on YouTube, a very popular guy, very very handsome looking too. And he comes out with videos and he tries to give out the facts behind everything that's said and debunk things. And he kind of went like, where there may be hope, there's only been a very few trials. There's been like 4 or 5 trials. And that's not nearly enough. We need bigger trials. We need to look for side effects. We need to look for a downside that may be worse than what we're already dealing with. And there's all kinds of things. And you have these people take this chemical raw. Husband's dead. Wife is in in critical condition or in the hospital. And all because Trump had said something. So I honestly kind of feel like for the president, this would have been the best time for him to say as little as possible and let other people speak in his stead. Just kind of get out there and, well, unfortunately, Trump's not a politician. I would say do the political thing. Just kind of talk circles and let the professionals speak on the facts. But that's not what happened. And they're talking about trying to open the country in a few weeks while the virus spread is getting worse. It's getting better in China. With what we have to go on, it's getting better in China. But China has the distinct ability to tell its people, you're staying home, because if you don't, we'll kill you. I don't know if that's actually true. But they do have the ability to say, you are staying home. It's not like suggest. It's not like here. We're in Florida. They told people stay home, and freaking thousands of spring breakers went to the beach, to the point that they had to kick them all off the beach and say $5,000 fine if you're caught on the beach. We're trying to, especially in a place like Florida, where the largest part of the population is elderly retired, people who are at high risk. That's kind of insane when you think about it. And there are some people out there who's like, "Oh, I'm tired of it. I just want to get outside." And put who at risk because you're tired of it? I'm tired of it already. I don't want to be stuck at home. I'd rather be out there working. My job, my school that I drive for, my schools, because I drive for two, are closed all through April now. They're not going to reopen in April 7th. They've gone through a whole thing. Massachusetts government has stepped in. They've said this is what we're doing. So all schools are closed till at least like May 7th or May 9th in Massachusetts. Um, so, I've got that to deal with. Um, I'm not happy about it. I'd rather, especially the weather's getting nice, I'd rather be outside. I want to go buy a bike and actually ride back and forth to work, even though I'm 330 pounds and it'll probably look ridiculous. I don't care. I still want to do it because it's more exercise in my day to help me lose weight. There's so many things I'd rather be doing right now. I've had to cancel I booked a Disney vacation for June. I've already canceled it. I've already got back the tickets for Disney, the tickets for Universal, and I'm waiting for my hotel um, money to come back that I booked the hotel with. A $3,000 trip, and I've refunded already, even though it's in June. Well, I didn't refund it. It got refunded just because they don't know what's going on. So a lot of things are just getting refunded. And I'll rebook it when Disney's open, I guess. But there's just a lot of things I would rather do than this. Okay? But when I look at my mother and I think of everything that's wrong with her, and how dangerous this virus is to her, hey, my ass is staying home and only going out if I absolutely have to. Okay? But the biggest problem I have, again, like I said, is just people fear-mongering. People who are literally going, it's the end of the world shit. People who are hoarding unbelievable amounts of stuff, causing other people to suffer because they can't get supplies as well. You don't need 900 rolls of toilet paper. Even with 3 people in my house, a single pack of the Angel Soft that I usually buy lasts over a month. A single pack. And that's, I don't know, 36 rolls? It is absolutely, utterly ridiculous. Okay? Things are bad enough, but it is not end of the world. Let me go over some statistics with you, okay? Confirmed cases, 520,485. So over 500,000 people confirmed with the coronavirus. 23,597 have died as a result of this. 123,332 have recovered. Of all the cases, 373,566 are currently still infected. 354,323 are in mild condition. 95% of all people infected with the disease is in mild condition. Only 5%, 19,243, are in critical condition. These are people that are at risk. Now, again, I am not trying to downplay this. This is a serious number. But it is not nearly as bad as the people out there are trying to make it, that this is world ending. It's not. It's going to hurt the country. It's going to hurt the world because it is killing economy. That's where we're going to suffer. That's where we're going to be hurt, is the economy. Right? And out of 146,919 cases that have resolved, 84% have recovered and been discharged, and 16%, 23,000, almost 600, have died. That's 16%. Now that's a lot. But let's keep in mind here that this is still in the early stages of when this type of statistic has started being recorded. And that a lot of these people are still in that period of when the virus infects them. Like 354,000 people plus still infected, but are in mild condition. As of right now, total cases, 81,285 for China, 67 new cases, 3,287 deaths, only 6 new deaths, 74,051 people recovered. Only a little less than 4,000 cases still active. Of those 4,000 cases, 1,235 of them are serious or critical. 56 people per million have the virus right now, with a total deaths per 1 million population of 2. Every 2 people per million right now have died of the virus. Italy is second, and the second most severe right now, no, the third most severe right now, Italy with 80,589 total cases, 6,203 new cases, 8,215 deaths. Easily, easily the worst death count of any country. And one of the reasons behind this is a much older population in Italy caught the virus. Italy has an older population. They have an older generations. And if you've ever been to Italy, it is much more social than most countries. So, yeah, it's kind of not unexpected that something like this would happen. So unfortunately, 712 new deaths, only 10,000 recovered, 10,361 out of 6,213 active cases. 3,610 of them are in critical. Again, that is the top, but not by much. 1,333 people have the virus per million, and 136 per million have died from it. That is actually really bad. Um, I mean, it's really bad overall, but in terms of scoping out the countries right now, Italy is just taking a massive hammering in terms of total deaths and critical conditions and whatnot. And then very, very close behind, and probably going to end up surpassing Italy and even China, where the virus seems to be slowing down at this point, the United States with 79,082 total cases, just recently reported 10,000, almost 900 new cases. We've had 1,143 total deaths, with 116 new deaths reported as of today. 1,864 recovered out of 76,075 total cases. Of those active cases, not total cases, active cases, of those active cases, 2,112 are in serious or critical condition. 239 people per 1 million have the virus, which is pretty up there, but only 3 deaths per million. So the mortality rate right now, despite the tragedy of what is going on, is not terrible. So in terms of top 3 countries, that's it. Spain has 56,200 total cases. Germany has 43,646. Iran is 29,406. France 29,155. And then it really drops off in Switzerland, UK, South Korea, and whatnot. In terms of new cases, the United States is obviously the top with almost 11,000 new cases reported. Spain was 6,682. Germany has actually had a big surge at 6,323 cases. Italy is still suffering with 6,203, and then finally it drops down under 6,000 people in France. Still almost 4,000. Iran 23, almost 2,400, UK 2,100, and then it drops off from there. In terms of new deaths, not terrible. I mean, terrible, but not like, I mean, Italy's had 712, Spain's had 498, France has had 365, Iran has had 157, United States 116, UK 115, and then it drops below 100 there. And then we get down to Norway, and from Norway down, there's no new deaths reported. Um, Overall, the total new deaths sadly has been over 2,000 people. It's 2,300. That is absolutely, you know, it's horrifying. It really is. But I do uh, want to get into the United States here a little bit more. The United States virus now is a little over 80,000 confirmed cases, 1,151 deaths, 1,864 recovered, which looks really bad. And, well, yeah, in a way it is. We've had almost as many deaths as we have recovered, but remember, the virus is relatively new in the United States. We have not reached, I believe, 2 weeks with the virus yet. So people have not had time to recover. So that I'm expecting that number will improve over time. Unfortunately, new cases, New York, 4,292 with almost 30, with a little over 37,000, about 37,300 total cases and 19 new deaths for a total of 385 deaths. Um, New Jersey, significantly better off, technically speaking, with 6,876 cases, but that's 2,000, almost 500 new cases reported and 19 uh, new deaths for a total of 81. Illinois is 2,500 uh, total cases with 673 new ones. Michigan is 561 for 28 for 2856. Washington has 2,588 cases, none new reported, but also has 132 deaths. The second highest death total, and by a large margin off from New York, but that was a lot of those came from, I believe, a nursing home or two in Washington where the virus got out and spread. But from there, in terms of total deaths, Louisiana's had 83, New Jersey 81, California 68, Michigan 60, Georgia 48, Florida 28, Illinois 26, and then we get under 20s for Colorado at 19, Connecticut at 19, Texas 18, Indiana 17, Pennsylvania 16, Massachusetts, my state, 15. So, again, bad. Very, very, very bad, but not world ending. Okay? In terms of new cases, Massachusetts, we have not reported any new cases recently. We have not reported any new deaths recently. 15 people have died. We have 1,822 total active cases. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37 states have reported new cases as of today. These are cases reported today. Which is the 26th of March, okay? So that's still well over half the states. I think it's even around two-thirds, if not more, of the states have reported new cases. But, you know, only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 16. 16 of those states are only over 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those states are over 500, and only 2 of those states are over 1,000. They're way over 1,000, but they're over 1,000. Now, my concern right now is that it's going to spread out from New York. New York has become the epicenter, much like Wuhan was for China. And it's just going to spread out from there because people are not listening. People are getting the virus. They don't even know they have the virus. They're just out there. I'm feeling good. I'm getting out. I'm getting fresh air. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to go do that. and they don't even know they have the virus because the virus has a very long incubation period, upwards of around 2 weeks. And so they're spreading it without knowing they're spreading it. And that's where these explosions in cases are coming from. It kind of doesn't surprise me because, again, we really haven't been under lockdown for that long. So we have not, for many cases and many people and places, have not reached that incubation period, which is why things will continue to get worse before they get better. Um, but still, it's not as horrid as a lot of people would have you believe. It is horrid. It is horrible. It is scary. It is terrifying. Yes, this is all true. But it is not world ending. Okay? It is not world ending. It is something the human race will easily survive. The tragedy, well, is that tragic. But it is nowhere near a scope where we have to panic or worry. This is a time when we could be bringing people together and doing something positive, figuratively speaking, not actually together. We could do things. There are people out there. You do what little bit you can. Christopher Titus, one of my favorite comedians, is making all of his comedy specials. He's doing it one by one, but he's making his comedy specials that he's done. He's done like 7 or 8 of them. Free on his YouTube channel. He's posting up the whole comedy special for people to watch. Free. WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment, has made their network a lot of older programming, all WrestleManias leading up to the most current one, but not the most current one. All WrestleManias, Royal Rumbles, all their pay-per-views, everything. Their entire, or almost their entire library, free for people to watch. There are a lot of people and companies out there that are doing something positive to help us deal with staying home and to help us take our mind off things. As people, as individuals, we can do that too. We can come out here. We can use the power of the internet to help stave off and to help eliminate a lot of that loneliness feeling, a lot of that isolation feeling. The human race is a naturally sociable animal. We desire human contact. We desire interaction. And we can still get that right here. People who can draw. Record yourself drawing some art or painting. Give a tutorial on how to do it. Be a Bob Ross. People who can sing, record songs. People who are good at comedy or making whatever that you can put on YouTube. Do it. Do it. Get out there and give people something to do. Give people something to see. Get in contact with your friends. Get in contact with your long distance relatives. Don't just text them. Don't just give them a phone call. Skype, Discord, Kick, whatever you use, get in there and give them actual, FaceTime. Give them actual FaceTime. Give them time to see you. I Skype and talk with my dad typically once a week. And right now, it's been about 2 or 3 times a week because we're just checking in on each other, making sure each other's okay. And that is a huge load off my mind to know that my dad is doing okay. To have that interaction. There are a lot of people out there who, they're not like me. I have my girlfriend here with me now. My mother's here. I have my dogs. There are a lot of people that don't have that kind of interaction around you. Get out there and get involved in groups online. Just talk with people. If you play video games, nearly every video game you play is going to have a community somewhere on Reddit, on Discord, that you can become part of and that you can go and discuss and talk with. And who knows, maybe meet friends and meet people. There's a lot of stuff you can do to remain positive and to help bring positive to the world in a time of crisis. Right? These numbers that I've read to you are scary enough by themselves without people adding to it. There's nothing we can do about the news. There's nothing we can do about, what we're going to hear, but what we can do is choose how we're going to react to it. We can choose what we're going to do. We don't have to react in fear. We don't have to react in hysteria. We can choose to remain calm. We can choose to be positive. We can choose to do what we can with whoever or whatever we can to make a positive impact in a time of crisis. Whether you help one person, 10 people, 100 people, it doesn't matter. As long as you've had a positive impact and you've helped that one person deal with the issues that they're having right now because of this, there you go. When you choose not to react negatively, when you choose not to react in hysteria or in panic, don't hoard. If you're one of those people who went out there and bought a whole ton of stuff that you're not actually going to need, hey, donate it. I know that that sounds counterproductive. I do. But you can get it out there and so it can get to other people who need it if you donate it to the right sources. Just don't hoard. You don't need that much stuff right now. It's not going to last that long. Donate it. Deal with it. Help other people. And if you're not a hoarder, like me, do what you can. It's alright, Gigi. No. Do what you can. Like I said, if you can draw, if you can paint, record yourself doing it online. If you can sing, if you can write, just get out there and be positive. It doesn't matter if you have multi-millions of fans like Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, PewDiePie, and whoever else, or if you have 5 people that are going to watch your video, like mine. As long as you do it positive, it's all that matters right now. This world needs humanity. It needs kindness. It doesn't need cleverness. It doesn't need greed. It needs the human race to do what it does best in a time of crisis. And that's come together, in this case, figuratively, and do what you can to help and reinforce those that are out there fighting right now. Put messages out there somehow. Maybe they'll get to see them. Maybe there's a way you can do it. Show appreciation for those nurses and those doctors who are out there, who are overwhelmed right now, who are struggling and fighting, especially in places like New York and New Jersey here in the United States, places like Italy and Spain and France that are severely overwhelmed by the cases of this virus, who are exposing themselves to this virus every day, every hour, every minute, trying to help those that need help without the supplies they need to do it, because it's bad enough that the supplies are not numerous enough, but that people have hoarded this stuff in unbelievable amounts. And they've hoarded this stuff in unbelievable amounts. And of course, this is something we're always going to face, so I'm not going to say don't do this, because people are going to do it. There are people out there that are profiteering off this. There are. I just saw a video recently about a guy. He bought 18,000 bottles of hand sanitizers as well as other things like toilet paper and whatnot. He drove from state to state to state. I forget exactly what it was, but he drove from where he was up into Kentucky filling a U-Haul truck with all kinds of stuff. And then he would sell it online on Amazon and on eBay for things that would go for like $1 or $2. He'd sell them for like $20. He was making money hand over fist. But fortunately, this one guy kind of got his comeuppance as people complained, as people started turning him in. Amazon shut him down. eBay shut him down. That wasn't enough, though. It ended up that the governor of the state that he was in stepped down on him. Authorities stepped down on him. And they ended up seizing his entire supply of hand sanitizer and distributing it. They've ended up Amazon and eBay not only shut him down, but he's not allowed back at all. And if he's found to ever come back onto eBay or Amazon at all, he'll face some serious criminal charges. Um, so that's one person, but unfortunately there are thousands out there that are profiteering off this that probably saw this coming and bought up tons of supply even before this thing started registering on everyone else's radar. We have to deal with this stuff as it is. We have to deal with the numbers as they are. Don't make it worse. All right? And the other way we don't make it worse is don't be stupid. Don't be one of those thousands of people that were out on the beaches in Florida. Don't be one of those people. I just want to get out of my house and just go and do this and go do that, get some fresh air, go and hang out. I know the weather's getting better. I know that we've been inside in the winter and the weather's improving, and this sucks. It completely sucks that the weather's starting to improve. Things are starting to get better. This is the time we started going back out. We started getting better. We started doing things, and then we're told to stay indoors. And there's no telling how long it's going to be. I know it sucks, but we can't be one of those people. We can't. So spread the word. Friends, family, put it out there on YouTube, put it out there on Cake and Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat and whatever the hell else you're going to use. Stay at home. Because the more you go out, the longer you're going to make this. And the bigger at risk you put yourself and other people. Do positive in this world. Don't do negative. We're facing enough negative. I'd be really interested to see what people come up with. I've seen a lot of really nice things come out on YouTube, a lot of bigger companies stepping up to help people. I'd like to see that continue. I know you guys can. I know we all can if we try. I don't know what else I can do other than what I'm doing right now, but if I find other stuff I can do, I will. I'd love to be out there as some kind of volunteer trying to help people, because I don't fear the virus myself. If I get the virus, I'll survive. It's just bringing it back and infecting those I love, particularly my mother, that terrify me, and which is why I don't do things like that. But if I could, man, I so would right now. I'd rather be out there helping those people than stuck at home. Of course, they wouldn't be taking volunteers. They'd be telling me to stay home anyways. But it's just something I wish I could do. I don't know what else I can do, but if I do find something else I can do, I'm going to do it. But right now, this is all I've got. Telling however few people watch this, don't make it worse. It's bad enough. It is a worldwide pandemic. It has killed close to about 24,000 people. Infected over 500,000. And where there is light at the end of this tunnel, if we don't do the right thing, that light is going to end up being a freight train coming straight at us. Be positive. Stay home as much as you can. And for those of you who may see this, nurses, doctors, caregivers, kind of like myself, thank you. There is not enough thanks in this world. There is not enough reward in this world to give all of you, to give even one of you, the amount of appreciation and the amount of reward and the amount, reward's not the right word, the amount of, I don't know what, there's just not enough in this world to give to you guys in any way, in any form, for what you're doing right now. When we think of front lines, we think of military. We think of the Army and the Navy and the Air Force being out there fighting and risking their lives in that term. But right now, there's another war and there's another front line, and there's a whole different type of people out there: doctors, nurses, um, orderlies, anyone who works in a hospital, anyone who's a caregiver, whether you're a PCA, whether you work in a nursing home, or you work in a hospital or a doctor's office or whatever. That's the front line right now, and those people need the support, and those people need the appreciation. Those people need to know there are people out there like me, like us, that see what they're doing, and we're doing what we can, even if it's just staying home to try and help. They're overworked, understaffed, underpaid, big time right now. And they deserve so much better. With that said, folks, I could go on for a long time about this. I'm just not going to. So until next time, this will be One Big Bug. I'm going to be signing out. Stay home, stay safe, stay positive.